And here we are on the map. It's going to be Cloud Kingdom in the bottom left-hand corner. The red Zerg player from Team FXO. He is Lucky. And Lucky is facing off against in the top right-hand corner from Team Prime. Ladies and gentlemen, the Blue Protoss Creator.
Now, we mentioned before that Creator had gained a reputation for being a very patient player. His PvT style, about, I guess this had been not quite a year ago, but maybe like 8 or 9 months ago, was when he really started coming to the forefront with his PvT. And it was this double forge style when everyone was going either quick Colossus or quick Gateways. And it was double forge, really slow, take a third base as you move out with your second Colossus, 2-2 upgrades at like the 14-minute mark. And then you just end up being really, really powerful beyond that, protect yourself against drops. And that's what he become known for. But he's developed into this player that actually is very unpredictable. He can throw almost every look at you now. Creator I expect him to jump in and have really good success in the GSL again pretty soon. I think this is one of those prime candidates. Ugh. I think this is going to be one of those top candidates for... You know, we talk about the young players like Life, Maru, Creator. This guy could legitimately be, in 1 year from now, the best StarCraft player in the world. Yeah,
he really is that good. And as you said, he's innovative and can constantly throw new strategies your way. He really did pioneer. And like we've heard so many people, bring to light the strength of the Protoss arsenal when they upgrade a lot, and the strength that Chrono Boost offers. And Creator pioneering that, man. I remember the first time I ever saw that happen. It was on, what was that? Belshire Beach was the map where I was just like jaw dropped. But now we're here on Daybreak with no expansion down quite yet from Lucky. He'll be coming for that in just a moment, but the probe is doing laps.
Yes, it is. And this was a Nexus first for Creator, so he's not going to have as much of an option to pylon block. If he does, Lucky has a lot of options behind this. And yeah, as we can see, Forge drops down along with the second pylon. The reason is that you delay your cannon so much that a big slow link push can actually kill you, as has happened in a few high-profile matches. I actually had the distinct pleasure, you could call it, in Valencia to cast Targa versus Liquid Hero, where Targa was like, all right, you went Nexus first, then you pylon blocked me at the natural on this map, then you pylon blocked me at the third, here's 2-base slowing all in, and he won. And Hero was devastated. It was a really smart play. Target had the perfect response to it.
I don't know. You know, off the cuff kind of plays like that can be really, really exciting. So, Creator on the other hand, though, I mean, he doesn't strike me as a Stefano who kind of just do whatever I feel. He's so crisp. I know I've seen on Artos' SC Dojo. You know, he loves posting some of Creator's builds. So. Here we are now on Entombed Valley, guys, and things are just starting to develop. We do not have, it's still not even 4:30 yet, so don't have the Cyber Core quite yet. But talking about this map, it's really, really easy for Protosses to go for a fast third. On the other hand, taking that fourth can be all but impossible.
Yeah, so we've seen a few different approaches to trying to get around that problem. Immortal Sentry all-ins are possible here. We've seen, on the flip side, people that have played macro will actually gun it for Mothership off a 3-base and use a really well-developed late-game army to take a much later fourth than is normal. Very rarely, though, do you see people try to rush out that fourth base very quickly. They have to put on pressure onto their opponent somehow before they can do that.
I've seen it on the corner. You take kind of like the hidden fourth over to the right, which isn't, all that hidden in all reality. Or you can also take this, exactly, the one down in the bottom right. So... there's a lot of options in Creator, and he's good at working with lots of options. So we'll have to see what he opts for here as the Cyber Core finishes up. We're at 5:30. No second gas or robo quite yet.
No, and we'll see when those pop in. Okay, there we go. Stargate up in the top right-hand corner. Very popular on this map to just mass about 4 or 4 Phoenixes usually. Try to get out there and do some damage. And doesn't require that much gas. You can take it. You don't have to take that gas at about the 5-minute, 20-second mark or anything along those lines.
Yeah, and I'm actually positive. Was it the semifinals? What Creator? Who did he face?
Are you talking about in BWC?
Yes, BWC.
I don't remember.
I'm trying to go back to it because I know that he used a Stargate build that was exactly like this. Like, I was like. I studied when I was trying to catch up on ZVP metagame, of course, joining IPL. Studied a lot of Creator, and I'm just like, so irritated right now. I can't remember this, but either way, the Phoenix are on the way at this point. He's dropping down 2 gases behind this. He'll be able to do a significant amount more tech, maybe even follow this up. We've been seeing. And now I remember with an Immortal Sentry all in because he used the Phoenix to actually lift up Infestors. It was crazy, but right now, Lings are going to be cleaning up Stalkers and Zealots, and this is just really, really nice for Lucky. The Queen definitely supplementing the damage as well, and only a Stalker is going to escape here. So nice for Lucky.
Yeah, really well done. I mean, he surrounded the first Stalker just perfectly and then grabbed the 2 Zealots right afterwards, so very nice stuff. Looks like this Stalker is still going to poke in. That actually did force another 6 Lings out, so that's 3 drones killed essentially because the Stalker is going to be able to get away. Well, supposing it actually does back up. So good work there.
3 gateways following this up for Creator, as well as +1. Now, we could see, you know, a Twilight Council into an Expand, a Twilight Council into a big Blink Stalker all-in sort of play. Even, I mean, lots of Phoenix with Dark Shrine is also pretty viable, but we see the Robo here, so now I really want to go back to this, Kevin. We saw at BWC, we also saw it at IPL 5. Creator go for an Immortal Sentry all-in, where he opened Stargate, used it for some early game harass, allowed his opponent to tech to Infestor, and then came in with the Phoenix and actually would just lift the Infestors while he did the Immortal Sentry all-in.
Well, he certainly has potential to do just that. He's still got a fair bit of resources around. We'll probably need to see a couple more gateways here in just a second. All 4 gas are running. His robotics facility is just about to finish. No more sentries have been produced, and it looks like he's just going to put on pressure for now. There we go. 2 more gateways coming up. That's going to give him a total of 6. Now 7.
8.
Now 8. 8 gateway sentry immortal push with the Phoenixes behind this. Of course, this is going to hit more along the 10 or 11 minute mark. And if Lucky,
he's going Infestor.
He's tacking. If he had just gunned it for 200 max roaches, then he could have had a possibility of holding this.
Yeah, because it hits so late, especially if you go into the Hydralisk play here, because there's no splash damage from your Protoss opponent. But the Infestor play is actually what Creator wants Lucky to do here, because the Phoenix just counter those Infestors so well. You can swoop in, and when you're vulnerable to those fungal growths, you can suddenly make yourself invincible to them. But Lings getting some nice damage in here, going to clean up 3 Stalkers and maybe some additional damage as well.
Yeah, well done. A few sentries in danger of falling. So he actually retains all of his sentries, but all of the energy is wasted. 3 Stalkers and a Zealot were killed on top of that, so it's a good use of these units. So this could very well be a Nexus cancel here in a bit. I think 1 Immortal's up, a 2nd on the way. So we'll see if that gets canceled here.
It's the 8 gateways that he's sitting on in his main base right now that we know this is not what Creator wants to do, but he could feel forced into it. We're going to find out and see if he pushes out with this or if he does let this Nexus complete.
All right. Well, he's starting to make his way out now. I don't know, see if is he waiting for 200 for a Warp Prism after this? I'm not sure, because otherwise he's going to have a little bit rougher time reinforcing up at the front.
The Roach, this is so bad right now for Lucky. I mean, his Roach Warren's not done. He's making 6 Infestors at this time, which is going to be really nice. And there's not a lot of energy on the Phoenix, notably. Let's point that out.
Oh, wow. I didn't even notice that it was a 11.5 minute Roach Warren there. So that is actually pretty bad for Lucky. So this attack is commencing. Looks like a circling counterattack is actually going to hit this Nexus. That can actually be canceled.
Yeah.
It's going to force to be canceled here in just a second. The rest of the drones trying to get away, and it looks like they will.
Yeah, Nexus was canceled. Lucky now going to be bringing those Lings home, but I mean, Lucky has nothing to do against this. He's just now making some ground units. Does he have anything to add on to these Infestors? 31 Lings, 5 Roaches, and 8 Infestors is going to be the name of the game for Lucky, guys. But remember, there are still Phoenix on the field that will be able to lift those Infestors into the air.
And they're going to have to pretty soon because Fungal Growths are actually pinning down a lot of units. There we go. 2 of the Infestors are picked up. Looks like all 3 Fungal Growths did drop down. This last one is the only one that hasn't actually taken much significant damage yet. And there are still 2 Fungal Growths available now for Lucky, but this push is just continuing. Creator doing too much damage, and that's GG. A 2nd game taken for Prime.
Big victory there for Creator for sure, Kevin. Lucky looking pretty good in the early stages of that game, not sustaining too much damage, cleaning up a lot of those Stalkers, then catching units when they were headed out towards the 3rd. But man, when he saw that 3rd out of Creator, he was like, oh, well, let me take the 4th base and I'll make Infestors. And then you're leaving, you're pushing across the Roach Warren, Roach Warren, Roach Warren.
Yeah.
Enough.
No, not enough at all. And at least that's another game in the bag for Prime. But FXO, we mentioned before, has some very strong Zerg players. And coming out next is one of your favorites, Whale.
Yeah, I really enjoy Whale's play. He has a nice tendency to be aggressive, I know, in his ZVZ. Here we're going to get to witness a little bit of ZVP, but we're going to cut to a quick commercial break, guys. Don't go anywhere. Will Creator manage to pull a reverse 4 kills, or is Whale going to close it out now? Bye.